Hello, and welcome to this Khaos Control Cloud explainer video on how to set up a WooCommerce channel. This video is going to fall into three sections. The first will be creating a new channel for WooCommerce in Khaos Control Cloud. Secondly, we'll look at linking Khaos Control Cloud with your WooCommerce store. And then thirdly, we'll look at the generic settings that you need to define in Khaos Control Cloud so that all the orders you import from your WooCommerce store are handled as you'd expect. So to start with, let's create a new channel. We'll click into the channel screen, hit the new channel button, and we need to tell Khaos Control Cloud that we're interested in creating a WooCommerce channel. We need to give our channel a name, so we'll just be dreadfully generic. And then we need to define our import options. So the order ref format allows you to define any special coding you want on your order numbers in Khaos Control Cloud. It won't affect the order number you've been given by WooCommerce, but for example, if you wanted to put WC at the start or the end of your WooCommerce orders so you could identify them easily, or any other kind of prefix or suffix, we can add this in our order ref format here. We just need to make sure we keep the squiggly brackets in the zero because that's the actual order code that Khaos Control Cloud is going to generate, so it needs to know where that's going to go. The use generic customer option, for WooCommerce, we wouldn't generally look to enable this. Obviously, if you want all of your WooCommerce orders to come in against a single customer record, then turn it on, jobs are good. However, there's no issue with having customer data from WooCommerce as there is with Amazon and other providers, so generally we wouldn't have that enabled. The don't import orders option, it's very important. Whilst we're doing our testing initial setup, we're going to leave that switched on. That means that we can test and configure and test again to make sure we're completely happy with how our channel's been set up. Only once we know that the integration is working as we'd expect, do we disable that option and start bringing orders into our live environment. Stock description and order date, we can define here whether we're using the description from a channel or from Khaos Control Cloud. Similarly, the order date from the channel or the order date we import. Simply up to you in terms of how you want to work on that front. I'm going to leave these as is. So the second element of our setup are our channel specific options for WooCommerce. And so you'll see there are three specific items we need to enter. We've got a URL for WooCommerce so that we can identify the actual store we're integrating with. And then we've got the consumer key and the consumer secret from the API key that you've defined. These three elements combined together mean that we're talking to your WooCommerce store and WooCommerce know that we've got permission to do so. So to define that information, we need to go into our WooCommerce admin panel. I've already got that open in another tab, so I'm going to click into that. And we want to go to WooCommerce on the left-hand side and then Settings. Within here, we've got an API section, so we click into that tab, and we want to look at our keys/apps. So we click into that sub option, and you can see we've got three we've set up here previously. Now, WooCommerce will only let you capture the consumer secret and the consumer key at the point you generate this for the first time. So it's important that you capture this information and store it securely at your end. For that reason, whilst I've got some keys already set up here, I'm going to set a new API key up just for example. So if we click on Add Key, give it a description, I'm going to leave the user as is, and we want to make sure we've got read and write permission for the key that we're generating. So our consumer key and our consumer secret are both displayed. You can click copy really easily. I'm just going to slap these into a notepad file for now, so I've got them to reference when we're setting stuff up. And obviously, as we discussed, you'd want to save that notepad file down somewhere securely, ideally somewhere that's password protected and stuff like that, because you don't want to give this information away at any point. So we also need our store's URL. So that's going to be the starting point of your WooCommerce store's URL from the banner at the top. So we'll copy that into our notepad file, and that's always followed by this string. So we need to add /wp-jason/wc/v2. All this information is in our channel setup guide, which you can download. So don't worry about memorizing that. Obviously, feel free to play back and record if you want to. We've now got all three pieces of information that we need in order to set our channel up. So we're going to go back to Khaos Control Cloud and crack on with that. So I've already copied my URL, so I can go into there, bish bash. So I'll go and grab my consumer key and my secret. You'll notice I'm not pixelating this data out. That's because I'm going to go and delete this shortly. So I'm not worried about you guys using this later on. I'm not just being completely blasé, I promise. So that's stage 2 of our setup complete. All of our WooCommerce data is in line, and all we need to do now is define our matching and our group values for importing orders. So next we need to set up how our stock items are going to be matched in Chaos Control Cloud with the products you've got on your WooCommerce site when you're importing them into the application. So that's handled in the second section here. We're already in edit mode, obviously, so we're going to click on New. And I'm going to match on the barcode type that I've set up for Chaos Control Cloud and WooCommerce. So I click on the barcode code and I select WooCommerce from my barcode type. Okay, so at the minute, if I import an order from WooCommerce, it's going to look for stock codes in Chaos Control Cloud against the product code that comes down from WooCommerce. And if it can't find it, it will then look for the WooCommerce SKU barcode type that I've got set up in Chaos Control Cloud. I'm going to switch those round because it's more likely I want to match on the WooCommerce SKU first. And then the SKU can be a fallback. Obviously, if you want to add in other reference or other barcode types like ASINs, EANs, and stuff like that at this point, feel more than welcome. Last but not least in this section are defining our group values. So if you've played with Amazon or eBay on Chaos Control Cloud, this is going to look very straightforward. If you've set up a Shopify channel, it's going to look eerily familiar. So we've got our global settings, and we need to make sure we define a sales source, a site, a company classification, and a default courier. So this means that whenever a WooCommerce order is imported, these are the 4 default values that will be populated to help us automate the handling of those orders and to make sure that we deliver the level of service our WooCommerce customers expect. So if I look at my sales source, we'll set that to internet/web order because WooCommerce is our website in this instance. We're going to leave the site as main site. I'm going to leave the classification as retail, and we'll define a default courier. So let's go raw mail next day before 12 for our WooCommerce orders. So there we have it. Our channel's set up and ready to go. If I press save, you're going to get a warning about activating your channel. So you need to have a chat with our support team. Quickest way is support@chaoscloud.com. And they'll just activate the channel functionality in your instance of Chaos Control Cloud if it hasn't been activated previously. It's just a catch-all to make sure that we know that everything's set up properly for you and you're not going to be causing yourself any issues either in Chaos Control Cloud or with your marketplace or online channel. So we'll click yes to that warning, click on continue, and jobs are good. And so there we have it. I hope you enjoy using your WooCommerce channel with Chaos Control Cloud. And obviously, if you do have any questions, please do get in touch. Thank you.